Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to part 6. Today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus in on the use of Themify, and particularly we're just going to take a look. This is probably going to be a pretty fast video because we're just going to be covering the admin area of Themify. And I just kind of want to give you an idea of what you're dealing with when you first install Ultra or whatever Themify theme you install. They all have the same panel. So I just kind of wanted to run through it and give you an idea of what each thing is that you're looking at. Alright, so the first thing that we dealt with when we first installed it was skins and demos. This is pretty cool because it installs a lot of skins for you, or a lot of layouts that you can just start with and then edit backwards from, and that's pretty cool. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. It really depends on what I'm building particularly. And in this one we chose to go with an agency theme, or with an agency skin, and that was just a choice at random because I kind of liked it and I thought for the flower shop it makes sense. And now you have transfer. This is exporting and importing panel data. This is like it says here, the WordPress settings, widgets, content, comments, pages, posts are not included. So this is just within Themify itself. If we were really going to change this whole thing and upload it somewhere else, we would just use duplicator like I've already showed you guys. And then update is just to update Themify Ultra to the newest version, which I actually need to go do. And back in our settings, here's the generalized layout. You can search your settings pretty easily right here. And then let's just run down quick. So in general, we have our favicon. This is this little icon that shows in your bar right now because we're on the local host. It's just defaulting to XAMPP, but we could change that right here. Custom feed URL. This is for your feed burner for an RSS feed. You could give it a custom one right here. Header code. This is any additional things you want added inside the head tag of your site. So if we were doing anything customized, like API calls in, script calls in, things like that we want to be site-wide, we could do this right here. Same goes with the footer. We could call in anything right here. This is used for like JavaScript and tracking codes. I actually didn't even see if that's the note they put in here. I've done a lot of affiliate marketing, and so in the footer, you always put your tracking code when you're using. I mean, it's changing every day, but as far as I've always done it, you always put tracking code in the footers, and so that's what you do there. Search settings. This is allowing you to get rid of categories that you don't want to appear in your searches, excluding pages and posts and that kind of thing. This is just for your general site search. Error 404. This kind of removes the plugin that, or the need for the 404 redirect plugin that I showed in our plugins in our beginner series, or in the beginner series I made. But it's not as fully encompassing as this one, and you can actually, like they said, create a new 404 page and then select it here, because it doesn't really let you select the home page. But in our case, our 404 plugin actually takes care of this if you want to go that route. Feed settings. This is for your RSS feed. If you're setting up your posts to be available into an RSS reader, this is how you would deal with that. Google Fonts. This is exactly what it is. It's just all of the Google fonts that you're able to use. Well, this one is your recommended, but then you have all as well. And this is really cool because it allows you to use Google Fonts on the fly. And then your schema microdata, which is just schema.org. You can go there to read up more about this. And we're just going to leave that unchecked. So default layouts. This is how you want your pages to lay out for your archives, your single post, your result, your page, and your layout. So let's just like look at the page, for example. Remember when we're in our pages, when we're editing a page, and down in the bottom there's the Themify panel, and it shows by default, it always starts as the sidebar right, content left. That's because we have it defaulted that way right here. We could actually set this, and every page that we create will automatically have these settings to save us a little time. So say that in our pages we always hid the titles, we always hid the featured image, we always wanted to set image sizes, vertically crop and horizontally crop them, or disable comments. I usually disable comments on all pages. In fact, when I am building a site like this flower site, because why would we have comments on our pages, right? There's no reason to let people do that. So I'd probably do that, and then you can set this for each and everything. That's exactly what this is. It's exactly the same. You can just go ahead and set how you do your posts, your results for your posts, and all that by default here. All right, so your portfolio, this is for how you lay out a portfolio. If you were going to showcase a portfolio, you can preset it up here. Theme settings is probably the most important for designing a site because it has all of the main things you're going to be working with, like responsive design. For example, there are breakpoints. This is your media queries in your CSS. It tells it when you want it to break to a tablet size, break to a mobile size, and break to back to a desktop size, and that's editable all right here, but the defaults are usually pretty good, so we're just going to leave that. The Lightbox Gallery, this is for images. When you click images and that box appears and like kind of blows up, that's what this is the Lightbox, and you can say I want one or I don't want one. And then our performance and minified scripts. By default, when you're running scripts inside your CSS files and JavaScript files, for anybody that doesn't know the difference, so you'll have like a style.css and you'll have a style.css.min or .min.css. And these files are the minified versions of it. So it's basically removes all extra lines of code and stuff like that the line reader has to go down and read. So it just makes it a lot faster. Like it says here, reduces script files by 10 to 20%. And then you can also enable gzip, which we can do. It is recommended. I probably will do this in the end, but I'm not going to do it now. And it just, like it says, it just reduces the script file sizes again by 60 to 80%. So we'll probably end up doing that in the end. So Themify Css Output, in the head, we can output it as inline CSS, but like they say, it can improve the page loading, but it could slow down performance. So we're going to leave this in the head, and that's going to take care of our performance and minified scripts. Our theme appearance. Now this is where we can do lots of stuff. We can change our default theme color, our typography, our header design, and then our sticky header if we want it to stick when we scroll, and all this stuff excluding from our menu and our mobile menu style. You see we have a lot of different mobile menu styles that we could do, and our footer design. So that's pretty cool there. All right, our mega menu. I haven't really done a lot with this mega menu, to be honest. You know, it's not really something that I use very much, but this has to do with showcasing your posts. And if you wanted to edit anything with your mega menu, you could do that here. Image filter. This is just any kind of filters you're putting on top of your image, sepia, grayscale, etc. I really don't use this feature. Loading screen. This, like they say, this is the loading screen customization for the builder section scrolling. I have really never used this either. So you could learn more about that, but that's not really something I've really used. And then animated background colors. I've never really used this either, animating background colors. Oh yeah, this is for like in the footer or something like that. You can have it auto rotate and roll colors. And so I actually have used this, believe it or not. And so you set your different colors and you tell it the animation speed. And in your footer down here, it will slowly rotate colors. Like we could probably even do that here just to give you a quick example. So I'll just pick like a few different colors, just some really starkly different colors. And we'll check that out. Let's see. Okay. So let's say the animation speed is 3 seconds. And then let's save that. Once this little check mark. All right. So if this footer, which I think the footer breaks right here. So yeah, and it's behind this builder. Remember I said because it's kind of messed up because we didn't install that. But see how the footer's changing? So we could leave it that way if we wanted to. It just randomly changes colors. It's pretty cool. You can do it with the header too. All right, related posts. So this is just how it sets up your related posts when people are looking at a post. Single post slider settings. This is for having images in a single post. Pagination options. This is for, like this says here, infinite scroll. Posts are loaded on the same page, so as people scroll, it just keeps loading. Kind of like when you're looking up videos or stuff like that, and if you keep scrolling on YouTube, it just keeps showing more and more videos. That's what this is going to do. Footer text. This is copyright and credit links in the footer. So down here, as you notice, I haven't changed that. It says SEO Starter 2020, powered by WordPress. All right, so we could actually change that here to say copyright Bob Belfort. Flowers, and yes, I know I misspelled copyright. Forgot the Y. All right, and then we could say like 2020, and then in the footer 2, let's say that we hid the footer 2 text, and that should take away the powered by WordPress, I'm pretty sure. Right, so there it is. So we got rid of that and we changed our footer text. And this footer menu, by the way, we could change through our, it's either a widget that has been using a footer menu, or it's actually a footer menu in our menus, and we'll get to that when we get back to editing. So image script, this is for generating featured images dynamically, which I don't really use this either. Like I said, remember when I showed how to use the content curation plugin? That kind of does it for you. But this kind of tells you what you'd want your base image size to be, and by default it's large, so I'm just going to leave that. Social links, this is for anybody using social links, obviously. You would have all your stuff in here, and you could add it, and you could change its icon by inserting a new icon. If you click insert icon, it will bring up all the Themify, Font Awesome, and Fontello icons, and you can just change it to what you want. Then put your links in. Integration APIs. This is for any of your Bing Map, Google Map, Twitter API, and opt-in. And this has a few of them. It has MailChimp and then GetResponse. The only two I've really worked with in this list is MailChimp and GetResponse. I've never worked with ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, or MailerLite. And these are pretty cool because I actually built my own custom scripts for this at one point, and it's cool that it's kind of built in here. So you don't really have to do that. Themify Builder. This is anything editing inside your Themify Builder. Your animation effects, all kinds of stuff. This is just for editing that actual builder when we turn on the builder. This is everything that has to do with that. Hook content. This is kind of like, I'm actually doing another course right now about WordPress plugin development, and we talk a lot about hooking and hook content. Like this says, use hook content to add content to a theme without editing any template file. This is very useful if we're trying to hook in our own information into, or hook in something new into this theme, and we don't want to have it overwritten if we update it, which is pretty great. So, and if you open this, it actually shows you where your hook, you're able to hook. So like footer before, footer end, footer after, WP body end, WP footer. These are all hook locations. For more information on this, you can review or you can go to my plugin development course where I talk about hooks and all that. We're actually building a plugin real time, this one right here, on another series. So that's that. Role access. This is who has the role access to access each thing in here. You can customize it based on who you let in. And then last we have a custom icon. This is icon font package, and this is just kind of a branding type thing. Like they say, you can do it from Fontello. Pick your icon, download the web font zip, and then upload it here. So that's going to cover the administrative area. I know that there's some other parts in here too, like your Themify license is obvious, documentation is obvious, installing plugins is obvious. It's all the ones that it asks for. Like I was saying in the beginning, like the maps and all that, which you'd have to download from Themify and bring them here. Customize, this is the customizer, custom fonts, global styling, layout parts. The only other thing would probably be layout parts. I don't really use layout parts very much, but it basically allows you to set up a section like this, like the way that you like this set up, and then you can save it as a layout part, and you can just insert it later without having to rebuild this whole thing. So, and that's pretty cool too. So like if you have a specific way, like say it was this, and say on this side there was loading bars, and then there was a picture, and it was like a section, one of those purple sections, we would just save that as a part, and then we'd be able to import it any other space in the site we want to use it again. All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up on part 6 here. This was just a video on looking at the administrative side of the Themify theme, and in the next video we're going to be talking about the builder. We're going to go through some of the cool features the builder has, just to make sure, because I kind of want you guys to be able to follow along versus just here's Themify, you guys don't know anything about it, and off we go to the races to build this site. And I didn't really cover this stuff in the first few videos. So once again, that's going to wrap us up. Like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to seeing you guys in part 7.